Hello and welcome to the second live stream of the Adventures of Pixel Development, the game made by ChatGPT, or like designed by ChatGPT, made by me. Uh, but hopefully it's actually uploading. Everything will be very cool. Okay, so last time I made this abomination of like a spider cube that it sort of just like wanders around. I did kind of decide after the stream that maybe it'd be better to do like a physics-based animation just because it would be even stupider. Of just like instead of having like me badly animate the legs moving, if we just had like the legs on like a pivot with a physics engine and then just like had the legs um like swing around. Like, instead of uh like being animated, I guess. It's just like having the physics based. But I think what I should do is like just export a cube, and I'm gonna try and like make that thing 3D, but like a 2D 3D, like in that it's going to be a 2D object in a 3D situation. That makes sense. If we should just be able to like render a cube. Let's just try this. Like spawn commands.spawn mesh bundle? No, it's PBR bundle. And then mesh, and then we need mesh. We need right because pixels are sprite sheet, isn't it? Okay. All right. So if I open here, open this. If we just selected this, the new, I think it's 10 by 10. Paste that. There you go. So make pixel a cube, and then we're going to export same location. Wrong one. Pixel.png export. We need to go standard materials, don't we? Material is map. Add standard material. Base color texture. Asset server dot load. Pixel dot png. Okay. And dot default. All right. So if I run this, It should hopefully spawn a cube, and then I can walk the pixel one out of the way and just have the cube in the middle. And yeah, like if this works, then we could add like physics stuff. So maybe we'll just work on that while this compiles. It's taking a really long time for some reason. I think it's better. Is that spelt? Okay, I don't see the cube. Where is the cube? Apparently the cube's just outright invisible. Can I scale the cube up? It could be that the camera's really far away. This is also a camera 2D, so that could also be the problem. There you would... Oh, wait. Yeah. Alright. So, we'll have to make our own cube in, like, Blender if we want it to actually, like, line up so that the purple's all on top. But we'll do that later. Kinda just want to add, like, bizarre physics to this thing to make it really stupid. So, did I spell that right? No, I didn't. And that's how it's spelled, apparently. No, apparently that's also not going to work. Okay, so apparently we've got to specify that we want the 3D. There, okay. So let's get rid of all of this. What did I implement? Direction up. The hell? What was I doing? Alright, I'm gonna get rid of all the walkie walk. We spawn the player. And then we're gonna like dot with children. Like so, and then that'll just let us spawn that later. We need to spawn the camera in. So I feel like I do that somewhere else, probably in main. I guess spawn camera. Yep. Camera 3D bundle. Okay. But we need it to not be default. Like, how do I get it to be orthographic? Nope. Camera. Yeah, I want a 3D camera, but an orthographic 3D camera. Okay. So we'll spawn the 3D camera bundle. It's beautiful. Spawn that. Plugins. APS 3D plugin. APS physics plugin default. Alright, so that should give us physics. Somewhere we need to give it a physics hook, which is going to be, I think, nothing is the default. Alright, then we don't need to add the walk and the idle. Okay, we'll probably want to add walk back, but these animations can go away. Cube. Apparently cube is incorrect. It's box. No. Alright, we're just gonna leave cube for now because I can't be bothered finding out whichever one it was replaced by. It probably says cube, please use cuboid. Apparently cuboid's written somewhere else. Cuboid. Okay. So that's also apparently the half size. All right. So what am I doing? So spawning you in. We need to give you like a. Need to like wrap that, and then go rigid body. Do you have a prelude? That should bring that in. And then you need to be a rigid body. I don't want to make you a rigid body velocity based. No. See, because if I use kinematic, it won't move by gravity and stuff like that. It's purely going to be player controlled. Like I have to tell it what velocity it has, and then so you can move it around by telling the player what velocity to have. But I kind of like the idea of going dynamic, and then instead driving the player around by applying impulse to them. So we're gonna go. Was it walk? I called it walk, and this is gonna mute player. So yeah, pixel player. All right, so I'm gonna query for velocity. With pixel player, and then we need input to be res input. But input key code. All right. And then if we say fn, no, fn, there. Okay. If I guess for in query okay, and then mute players if input dot rest key code key A if input dot rest key code key B if input dot rest key code key W and if input dot rest key code key S. We also need to make sure that the camera is like positioned not in the center. I think the way you do that is you go here, you transform from translation, and then we're going to go like vec3 z times 10. It might be negative Z. I think it is negative Z for some reason. I feel like into the camera. No, into the camera would normally be, yeah, I think that's right, actually. Let me default that. So that should put us like at least 10 units back. Might maybe more, you know, like 15. Just to make the pixel smaller on the screen. Now the question is there something called like impulse maybe? There's an impulse joint. External impulse? External impulse. Instantaneous external impulse applied. Okay. I don't think I need the velocity. I think I need the external impulse. Then we need to go, when we spawn our player, yeah, we need to give them an external impulse. Default. It should just be empty. And then we say, if you press A, I'm just going to say W for now. I'm going to say player dot linear, no, impulse dot Y plus equals 10. I don't know. Is 10 a lot of force? Am I going to touch the key and fire it into the sky? Who knows? Maybe we want an impulse of 1, but I suspect that gravity is 9.8. The other thing is, if you're pressing it, it fires it, which for now will be fine. But it, like for jump, you might want to be like, just press apply huge impulse. If not just press, don't apply impulse, like and not grounded, like if grounded and pressed impulse, because that'll be like your physics jump. Whereas if at the moment it's basically every time you hold, so if you hold it, which is the you can fly now because you're constantly holding up and getting a constant impulse applied to you. Just cleaning keys while I wait for it to compile. So yeah, if pressed key, I guess we could probably do this one. Dot press. No, wait, we don't need to input dot pressed again. All right, so the block is not moving at all. Interesting. Well, you don't seem to. You've got a rigid body. Did we just not configure gravity? External impulse. Oh, did we not add walk? What is this? Am I not? You don't. Yeah, you only spawned in here, so. Player. Oh, we didn't add that. Yeah. Okay. We didn't add the player flag so that we can't control them. We're just going to go X. Pressing A is minus equals 1. There dot impulse dot X plus equals 1. We need to add the player flag, which is just come down here. Pixel player. Over there. Alright. If I press these keys, it's still not doing anything. You have the pixel player. Why are you not moving this? An empty list of children. I suspect you only have because I said spawn children because like this doesn't have it. Yeah. External impulse. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Doing anything. The global transform is not moving. Yeah. I don't get why it's not moving. When I press it, it sets it to a number. It's just not doing anything. Am I missing something that it needs? Like, do you need a velocity? You shouldn't. You know, 0. Because if I remember, like, the whole thing with the repair is that you only add the components that you need, and therefore it doesn't shift data back and forth unless you actually are using it. So I can give you a velocity. It probably doesn't have a math, actually. That might be what it is. So we're just timesing everything by 0 or infinity. Okay. Okay. So does that mean we have to give you a mass? Is that what you're missing? So, mass? Mass properties. Mass is 1. Local center of mass is 0. Principal. Quaternion identity. And principal inertia is 1. I don't know. I don't know what these values do is the problem. Okay, so you're not a component, okay. Mass properties. Okay. So that doesn't seem right then. Do we have to insert useless gravity scale? But maybe we'll just go here. We'll just have a little quick quiz and be all like, 3D example, please. It could be that it's a collider, but that's all they're doing differently in the example. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the only difference between the example on their thing is the collider, and I'm pretty sure I just saw it drop away behind the screen there. So yeah, that would explain. So it must be using the collider to generate the mass. Question. Whoop. Okay. Well, that answers that question. An impulse of 10 definitely counteracts gravity, considering that its velocity is now just absurd. Yeah, 10's way too high. It also has like no restitution value, which is somewhat hilarious. Its velocity is very high. It's gonna zip past a second already. I saw it just for like a frame. All right. So restitution coefficient. 5. I think it's actually dampening that we had, or maybe I don't know. We need some kind of value that stops the velocity just accruing forever. I'm going to assume that gravity is 1 then, since like that was absurd. So I guess that would mean we would want like 1.1 and like 0.9. 0.5. We can either add an extra half gravity, or we can counteract gravity hopefully by a little bit. And then okay, 1.1 is Yep. Okay. Did we say fuck it, make a clappy bird clone? Could do. It's falling. Okay, so impulse. Okay, so we just changed it to just. And then run that again. Right, we need to fucking re-up it to like 10. Because what it is this is 1.1 per frame. You know what it is? Its gravity is probably 9.8, but because I'm pressing up and it's 60 frames per second, it's an impulse of effectively 60. Oh, don't double press. I don't get where it goes. The fuck, where'd it go? Whip, 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 whip. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh. This is why you should really just set it. Because adding an impulse to an already, like, as soon as it's heading up, if I tap up again, like if I tap up in like quick succession, it just goes up. And I think that's because I'm not just setting its upward velocity. I'm ah. All right. Seems like it's going to be really hard to control. I think we just get to work on saying like, let's make a Flappy Bird clone and see if I can get that done in like half hour before I finish the stream. Oh, pipe, and then say whole top in whole. Um. I mean, technically, we don't even need this. Just say pipe, and we're gonna go. Probably want to plug in, just because I like keeping the things contained. I'm gonna. So this is the pipe plugin. And then the pipe plugin is gonna have. I guess we're gonna have fn move pipe, which is going to pipes, which is going to query transform with pipe, like so. We need a resource, a public resource, pub. Wait, we need public struct pipe assets, and this is just gonna and okay, so we're gonna have the pipe and the material like so, and then that should no, so you do this first. We need your resource. Derive resource, and then we need to import from world on you. And we say world dot let ASC server equal world dot resource. We need the asset server. Asset server, like so, and then we can say pipe assets asset. Okay, so we say that the pipe is the asset server dot load pipe dot glb. I don't remember. So if you go here, we're going to delete this. We're going to go Shift A, circle. E. Oh, we're going to edit mode. E. So like 900. Not L. So Alt. ALU. Point. No, 1.2. 1.5. Go -5. As I'm scaling it, grabbing it, 0.5. Negative. E scale 0. No. Apparently, you shouldn't just press keys. Fucking merge vertices at center. I don't remember what the hotkey was. Alright, so there's our pipe. And then we'll just like export. Yeah, it's a GLP. Okay, so go here, go here, go not there, here, here. It's gonna be called pipe. Pipe, not all capitals. Pipe. Okay. Then we say is like mesh 0 slash 0. Probably spelled that wrong, but it'll tell me. And then material, which is going to be assets, world dot resource mute asset standard material. I'll add. Standard material color green. Alright, so that'll load the pipe assets, and then we go here and we say init asset pipe assets. Sorry if you can hear the dog in the background, he's just being loud. Okay, so we grab pipe assets. Oh wait, you don't need that for when you're moving it. This is just for moving it. So to come up with more complex logic for spawning the pipes and everything, but we're going to say for pipe pipes, and then we say pipe it's probably because this is not valid and derive component pipe dot translation plus equals dot y, no, x, and then it's kind of minus equals 10. It's 10 per frame, so times time. It's just time. Oh, brain's not working at the moment. But delta seconds. Okay, immutable mute. Okay. So then we need so we need a spawn pipe, which is going to need commands. It's going to need assets. going to need the window. Okay. So we have commands, you have pipe assets. We have the window. We need a local, like, I need time. And local. Local. Okay. So we're gonna go last. Yeah, no. Last plus equals time dot delta seconds. I need to make you new. Okay. If time dot is less than 10, return. Okay. Then we say time minus equals 10. Right. So not time. What? No. Last? Okay. There we go. So basically, every 10 seconds, we're going to spawn a pipe. Then we're going to say commands dot let width. Let window equal window dot single commands dot spawn spatial spatial bundle. I can't spell for shit. Jesus Christ. I hate my brain. It's so cooked all the fucking time. And pipe. Then we say spatial bundle dot default, but we want to set your transform. Transform from translation back 3. New just no, it's like 3y times by no x times by window dot width. Try by 2. I think because if the width's 100 but 0, 0 is in the center, then you want a half of that to spawn the pipe on the edge of the screen. And we're going to go like dot with children. Okay, now we're going to say p dot PBR bundle, and it's going to have the material assets dot material dot clone, and the mesh assets dot pipe dot clone, and then default everything else. Oh no, except the translation needs to be right. Transform translation from this. Okay, so first off, we need to like be like let offset equals do I have rand as part of my thing? I don't think so. Okay, rand. Okay, so we need the random pixels. So I'm gonna say like rand. Dot gen range 0.0 32 25 to 0.5 no 7.5. Okay, okay, let's try that again. Gen range. Okay, so that should give us an f32 between 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so self no, vec3 new I guess you can just be y, and then y times by, this is going to be the top pipe, which is so offset times by window dot height. Okay, and then dot width rotation. No, wait, this one doesn't need the rotation, I think. So that one should just offset the pipe upwards. And then you're going to go p dot spawn. We're just going to say name new. Add collider. And then p dot spawn. We'll just copy this again. Except it's going to spawn at right. You both spawn it there, you're plus like 15 and you'd be minus 15, but then you also need to be dot with rotation what we need to rotate around the Z. 180 dot 0 S32 dot 2 radians. You're const, aren't you? No, 2 radians is not const. I can't be const because it's F32. That's not fun. Right. It's a bit silly, but anyway. Create a angle in radians. So you're up 15, you're down 15, you're going to be, it's not a collider, adds score collider. Just, okay. Okay, so that's our spawning of our pipes, which will happen every 10 seconds. And then we're going to say FNDs pipe, and this is going to query transform with pipe and commands. Okay, new command. There we go. So we need to do also your entity. And we need the window as well, because of course we do. Window dot. Okay, so let window equal window dot single. Okay, for pipe pos in pipes commands no, if pos dot translation dot x is greater than window dot width divided by 2, then commands dot entity pipe dot despawn. Okay, so and you're going to do a plugin. We initiate that resource, and then we're gonna dot add underscore systems update, and then we're gonna say move spawn and despawn. Okay, and then we just need to pop it back up here and go main, add plugin, world pipe plugin. Okay, doesn't like that. It's not in asset, it's init resource. You've got commands. Your resource res pipe asset. So query local, okay, and then your query commands. Okay, so 15 needs to be a float, and same with this 15 also needs to be float. Okay. And we'll have extra stuff to compile this time round. All right. So what we have this time is a lovely, jubbly thing that's going to spawn pipes. They're going to be green. Really stupid, but that's fine. So the pipe should, in theory, come in from the side, and then when they go off the other side, they'll disappear. They're probably going to end up doing this across the middle of the screen and not actually reaching either side, because I'm just taking the screen's width, which could also mean that they're going to end up spawning like miles off of the screen. Me, the player. Probably. Okay, first up, why is there no pipes? Oh, there's the first pipe. Where is it though? Really far away. Like nowhere near being visible. So where the hell would it be visible then? Let's set this to like 100. Still really far away. When does it become visible? Actually, it's a good chance it's too high. Okay, it just completely cleared the fucking thing. Okay, let's see, either 0. I actually don't know if anything's even visible. It's, oh right, I bet you the console spitting out saying that it couldn't render. It does not contain the label. Yep. So it's mesh 0 primitive 0. So that would explain why we can't see it. We also like need to zoom everything out. Right. first off, let's go fix the pipe not rendering, because it's mesh 0, primitive 0, like so. And then we need to come down here, and we need to say, look, I spawn our pipe. At, divided by like 20, maybe? I mean, like, even like 100 feels like it'll be. Try 50. That also makes 15 going to be really big, because the so maybe 3, because the like 3 says it's the player. Probably also going to be really difficult, because until I actually see the thing, like a lot of it will be like tweaking it as I go. Mm-hmm. We have to wait 10 seconds. Makes me kind of feel like I should flip it around and go the other way. Hey, look. The what? Where's the player? Where's the camera? Okay. A little bit high. So it's kind of funny. I don't know why they're offset like that. They're probably that. No, they are in the center. Look, what? All right. Well, far too much spread. 50 is just far too much spread. It does look like a decent spacing between them, but 50 is still far too much. So 75 maybe. I'm also going to need to like look at why they're why. I don't think it's because they're flipped around a bit. Like, could be. Oh, actually, it probably is. I need to like rotate them and then, because I'm offsetting them and then rotating them, I reckon. Still far too high. Another dog wants to come in. 90. We need to rotate you first somehow. So from rotation, dot dot with underscore translation. That should fix them to be on top of each other again. Like that. Okay. Oh, okay. I probably should just give them a fixed offset instead of trying to use the screen size. The issue is that the player is going to shoot past in a second. They're probably already above me. Look, the camera. Do. Alright, maybe we'll decrease their spawning time. Just reduce the spawning time down to like every like half second. So that's 2 per second that should spawn. I'm going to let the dog in. I'll be right back. Okay. So something's obviously gone wrong because they're spawning and despawning immediately. Which even more bizarre is the fact that they don't seem to be unrendering. Okay. So we need to go back to the world. We need to give the pipe like a constant offset rather than a fixed one. Okay. So if you're right is less than negative, let's say 25. That would make the world space 50. So we can say, oh, that would explain why that pipe. So okay, so if you're just going to spawn it like x times 50, x times 25. So then we go, that's the screen. The screen is going to be, as I said, so times 25. Yeah, going to be the same. So times for height, we just transfer 25. Except you're going to be negative. No. No, times by that amount, and then you're just minus 3. And you're just plus 3. Okay. Negative and positive. Dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm. Why are you still doing this to me? I also don't get why the pipes are still visible. I can pause, can't I? There's definitely a way to pause. Pause. Okay. So we just go here and go, the fuck's happening to you, entity? How are you getting any why are you doing it oh, because I'm saying fucking minus. Okay. No, we need to do this properly. We'll say vec3 new 0 0. That's why they weren't lined up before. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with you. With translation. So, -3. Now, what I don't get is why that throws them off center like that. They should, in theory, be perfectly centered on the screen. But for some reason, they're not. Like the center's here, like as you can see, like they're clearly in a range. Doesn't make sense. Or does it? It does, because the offset's between 25% of the screen's height and between 25 and 75% of the screen's height here, which should be negative. -50 and +50. Okay. Which I should also just, instead of multiplying by 25, just make it -25 to positive. Yep. As I feel like somehow I flipped that inside out, but anyway, it should be negative. -20 to +20. And then don't multiply the offset by 25, just add or subtract 3 from the offset. Multiply the offset by -3. Add or subtract add or subtract 3 from the offset. We don't need the window anymore. That was a pipe dream anyway. I can see why it was. Flappy Birds works on a phone screen. It's much more height than width, which means that you get a little more variation in your potential bit of pipes. Also, yeah, right, we don't need you anymore. Okay. Okay, so for one thing, the pipes are way too big. Width-wise, but also like the variation is just too much. I still don't get why. Oh, didn't like that. 25 is too much. We could probably do like 10 maybe. They were also varying from 25 to 0.2. which would explain why they were also like because I was thinking like it's odd that they're all still off center, but okay. So now 3 is just again way too big. We should probably also go back into Blender and be like, can I view your normal? I don't remember how to do it. Definitely a way. In here. No. It's probably because I need to be in here. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that I can't see any tells me that I'm on the right track here. Yeah, so it's inside out. So you go A, Shift N. There we go. And then you should put them all on the outside, and then compile and export and export. Okay. So again, still way too much. So so variation 10 is still too much. So variations 5. One thing we do, we need to be the pipes smaller. So if I said scale you 0.5, maybe even 0.25. Say file, export. Yeah, export that. Okay, so now it's scaled down to 25% of its original scale. None of these other numbers should matter. We should just be able to make you less of a deviation from the norm, I guess, like, you know. Like so. All right, we need to go here. We need to turn on the debug rendering. It's done. Like so. And then we need to go back to main and add the debug renderer. Which can go down here with this and say Beverly replace 3D. Array. How do I enable debug rendering? Array debug rendering plugin. Okay, so that should now debug render our colliders when we get around to that. Alright, so world's also gonna need like to spawn the ground. Ground. Well, that's one thing we could do. We could also move the camera further away. Because that'll make everything smaller without necessarily really changing anything. But I will have to make everything bigger again. Yep. Yep. Oh no, we're flying away. Okay. Oh. See, the thing is it's not showing anything here. Are the numbers continuing to get higher? Yes. Why is it important that they're getting higher? Because it means that it's actually just not despawning these entities, but somehow they're losing. And it's probably just that they're not being rendered in the thing. So when we despawn the pipes, we need to like despawn recursively. And because they've got a parent, but the parent's not actually existing in the world, the editor doesn't show them. Not the editor's fault that I was despawning them incorrectly. Spawn grounded. Alright, so fucking. Sure. So what we'll do is we'll go to Blender and we'll like Shift A and mesh fucking cube, and I'm gonna go like scale you to like 0.5 and then scale you like that. Let's go. 50 times. File and then export. Now, is that mesh to primitive 0? I don't know. Okay. So pipe. It is ground. It's just gonna be a handle to a mesh. We need to go here and say duplicate that, except it is ground and it is primitive. Mesh 1 primitive 0, I believe, would be how that is denoted. We will double check, but we're going to say assets is res pipe assets, like so, and I'm going to say like commands.spawn pbr bundle. We should really spawn a sun. Mesh is going to be assets.ground clone, and material is assets.material.clone. Ground's made of the same material as the pipe. We'll position it using the editor and then set whatever the position is. We need to also give it a collider. So it needs a rigid body. I need to change that to prelude, please. Because I'm going to need more than just that physics thing. Alright, so the prelude, so the rigid body, and you're going to be fixed. You have a collider. Cuboid is going to have a X of like 100, a Y of 0.2, and a Z of 100. Shouldn't really matter the Z because like literally it would make it a two-dimensional game. For some reason I want to make this really like dumb counterculture thing where like you'll flap through the thing, and if you get like a score of 10, it does like a frog fraction style, like, oh, you've like for some reason you can turn now, and, you know, something stupid like that. Pretty funny. Anyway. Startup. Spawn the ground. Oh, we have to do like apply scale. How do we do this? Control A scale. Hmm. That didn't do anything. We bounced. Excuse me. Okay, apparently you have to actually select the item before we do that. Export. Not an STL. Export. What are we doing? We so floaty. Obviously, we need the pipes to be further apart now, but I feel like we also want this thing to be way more responsive because it's floaty as hell right now. Now, technically, you can press down to try and correct for that floatiness, but yeah. Uh, wow. Oh, look, we're all the way over there. So outside of like this being obviously too far away, so we need the pipes to travel a little bit further than 25. I think probably have them spawn at like 35. Like so. I should just spawn them a little bit further apart. They also, like, you know, there's very limited space where they're spawning because this value can be like way bigger now. Okay, like three times that size. We could put more time between them spawning, but it's unnecessary at this point. We should also scale that cube up like massively. With scale 10 times on those two axes. That's want to make the cube pretty big. You know, probably would be better off just leaving the cube at its regular scale and then doing. Right, we're supposed to be restarting this, aren't we? So that we can see what our big cube looks like. Nope, still not big enough. But really, how big did I make the original cube? I'm pretty sure that's 10 times 10 that I've just scaled it to. It should be 100. Okay, first off, you should like 50. But even then, I feel like 50 is still not going to be the right size. Like, that fucking cube is massive. No, this is reaching the horizon now. technically needs to be bigger because you can still see that it's a cube. But that will do for now. I feel like it's possible for the pipes to spawn under the ground, which means that we need less negative, but they don't seem to be spawning at the top here. Which means that it's more like we need to offset them a little bit. So, like, let's say you guys can spawn from like -12 to 18. Whoa, whoa. Cube can spin, that's hilarious. The cube has been knocked out of the plane. And it is just physically impossible for the cube to end up back in the plane, because I can't control it sideways. Okay. So we should probably again slow down the spawning rate of the pipes, maybe to like 1 per second. 1 every 2 seconds. Okay, 1 every 2 seconds. I want this to be flipped around. We want to say like that. So then the one spawns immediately, and then we wait the time, because it means like if I set it to like 5 minutes, it's not like I'm waiting 5 minutes for one to spawn. One spawns and then it's 5 minutes before the next one spawns. See, one's already here. I think we need to scale gravity a little bit better. That one's under the ground still. So we definitely need to make them like spawn higher up. Okay, 18 is definitely the maximum though. See, one's almost spawned at the top there, so maybe like only -10. Could be a weird perspective thing, because like obviously you can see higher up than you can see down. We need to like go here and be all like insert resource, gravity, scale. Like this, gravity scale. This rigid body. Okay, so it's not a resource. Interesting. I didn't realize. I feel like my rapier video is very outdated now, because I keep finding things. I'm like, I don't think this was in my video. So when we go here, I want to say like, hello. Yes, yeah, you don't have any children yet. Rigid body, yeah. Gravity scale. 10. 10 times the gravity on you. Now, obviously, you're gonna need to like way power up your impulse now to like 15. So that should you're gonna just fucking plummet to the ground, but you know. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah, we probably want to thicken the ground then, because I think you'll find that you just splat through the ground. So world, and then we go ground, and we say need to make the ground thicker. Not you. Where do we spawn the ground? It's up here, isn't it? On ground. We need you to be like maybe 0.5. Because it really did just smash through you. And we're going to say like negative 12. I'm going to scale you. Where is the ground scaled? Here. Scale you to 2. So 10 was probably a bit aggressive. So we'll drop it back to like 5. I want to tweak the impulse power here, but I feel like it's not going to be necessary because they've just like halved the amount of gravity applied to it. So tweaking that without testing it first is going to be... That feels much better. I feel like we need to make the gap wider again. Oh. You know, we're probably actually tumbling off the back while we are falling through the ground. Anyway, maybe just a tad bit more powerful. I think what's more important is we need like a local... Let's rename this to flap also. We need to be able to like... So when you just press W, residual equals... And then I'm going to say else if, so that it doesn't trigger the residual. Unless you've not just pressed it, because obviously you don't want to like... Otherwise I'd have to tweak down the amount of initial power you get because it'll immediately consume residual. The residual, just in case you're not following along, because you know it's in my own head, is going to be like when you press the key, it'll give you initial boost up, and then if you're holding the key, you'll get like the residual up. So when you just press it, you get a boost up, and then while you're pressing it, the residual, I guess maybe half each time. So player dot impulse dot y plus equals residual. We'll probably start you at 8 then, because otherwise that's going to be 2 immediate impulse ups. Hmm. Then half. The issue is that it's every frame, and again we're going to stray away from frame related things. Oh, there's a room key. See, because it's done it again, right? That's the issue with an impulse-based one. Yeah, I'm 90% sure that Flappy Birds must use a just velocity, because if I was resetting the velocity each time, it wouldn't be nearly as chaotic. Because 90% of the issue is that I think that's actually a really cool effect to move forward. What we need to do also is like, I think it's when we spawn the player, we need to like lock their it's translation lock Z because we keep knocking the player like out of the plane. Gravity. All right. Thank you, damping. I think my stream's going to come to an end soon because I'm suspecting people will be home just by the time. But I'm going to quickly add the like reset player when they hit the ground. So, and probably hit the pipes as well. So, reset, which is going to take in a query with player. Player. Here we button input key code. So we're gonna go if input dot just pressed key code space and then query dot mute dot translation equals like 3 0. I should probably write a proper system that actually resets everything because it's the moment the player's like velocity, everything's going to be kept. But yeah, fine. We're gonna have an event. Isn't that how you do events? Player event reset. So reset is going to need not you. Event reader. Events. Player event. So then we're going to go match event for like read or something. No. Is it? No, is it an event? It does want me to derive event. There we go. There we go. I worked it out. Okay, so we need your transform velocity and I think that'll do. On a reset for pos vel in query pos dot transition equal reset the position and vel same thing with this vel equals velocity 0. Okay. Now I need to make both of these mutable so that you can modify them. Okay, so we need to add the update event. I called it reset, but it's actually events. Okay. That just means that in the future, if I tweak how the player resets, I don't have multiple code places where it could possibly need. Okay, so we need to go resets, and we're going to say this needs an event writer. No. Try to go here and player event. Okay, and then need input. This is going to be a red. No, button, isn't it? Button input. Key code. I can literally just feel my brain melting. I can't fucking think straight. We're also going to need to query hits. Now, if I went query is collision event. Collider flags. Colliding entities. Colliders will be filled if present with a list of entities with which the current entity is in contact, right? It currently only updates on an entity with a collider and if the collision event is Okay. Player event. Pixel player. Okay, so we need to give you a collision. Colliding entities. Now, it said something about needing to have some kind of flag set, which I'm going to just assume that flag is always set. Let's have a quick squiz. I'm gonna assume it's set by default because otherwise it's a bit weird. So it resets. So if input dot just press key code space, we're going to reset player dot send player event reset. Okay, so if you hit spacebar reset, okay, and then we're going to say let or let me let's change it to S. It's hitter, and then we're going to say if death dot contains hit player dot send player event reset, and I guess you just I will say break, because then in the future if I add more logic it doesn't stop just because you, I guess technically it wouldn't matter because you've literally reset, you don't need to continue the logic. Resets. Okay, so player events, and then if there's a so we need to add update and resets. So we say run this now. We should be able to. Oh no, something didn't work. I obviously set something wrong. What's it say? Resets does not exist. Aha. Need to register the event. Add event. Player event. Bunk, bunk, bunk. Okay, so you can clearly hit the ground, which is not supposed to be happening. Do we have to go? What was it you said you needed? Something like active events. Oh. I mean, it's our player. Why not have all the events active? I don't really know what difference that'll make to anything. Also, I don't know how quiet I've been being. Oh, it's the microphone that moved away from my face. You're not registering that, are you? I don't know why. You should be. Not the camera, the player. That's the floor. That's the player. Real children. Active events. Clouding entities. Hmm. 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 Did I probably just didn't put kill on the floor. That that would probably explain it. You, my friend, need to kill the player. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Yep. Uh. What? What? Okay. Bunk. 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 Ba-da. Bum. 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 Ba-da. Bum. Ah. Okay. But one thing I'm gonna look at is you are going through the pipes. Yes. Like you are hitting them. Yes. Okay. So what's next? Do you like add colliders to the pipes? Because you know. So that shouldn't be too hard. Literally just instead of just spawning this, we say here. Cuboid. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so I don't know how wide I ended up making it. Apparently it's 0.75 by 25. Damn it. The issue with this, you're in the wrong, because I can't just say by like 12 and a half, because it, 12 and a half, because that will put the collider right through the ground. Like the pivot point, annoyingly, is at the tip of the pipe, not in the middle. Uh, 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 uh. Uh, 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 ba, 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 da, 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 da. Okay, yeah, see, like it's sticking down into the next bit. Hmm. And the only way to fix that would be to change where the pivot point is on the pipe here, which is just going to break everything. Or to use a mesh collider. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's fed up to my brain shuts down and I'm trying to fucking think what I'm doing. Oh, look. Some mesh, pipe mesh helps. I need to just, error pipe mesh not loaded. Return early. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you just send it to mesh. You fucking. Can't help. Kinda. Just don't want to deal with that right now. Pa, 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 pa. So, this should, in theory, if all goes well, give me colliders on the pipes that don't require me to. Yes. Not what I was expecting. Excuse me. Why can you just go straight through them? Fuck. The fuck's your problem? Um. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Okay. I mean, it shouldn't matter because I can just set the pipes to kill, but I was gonna try and make it like a weird fucking stupid thing of like you gotta try and get through the pipes. Pipes don't kill you, you just sort of bounce off them. But obviously I can't do that because you just glitch through them. So it's got to be that the pipes are moving on their own. Also, fucking, we need to make the pipe taller. Pipe not tall enough. Take another 25. Okay, so we need to do that same thing, which I think kind of means we want to be all like that whole thing. No, the pink's got to be part of something else. Alright, I'm going to copy this and say like let pipe so we give them kill so that it resets the player. All right. And so now we're gonna work on this one. We're gonna go. I need you to spawn just like a tuple, and I hear a car. So could I actually say it's wrap that up here? I'll leave adding colliders as an exercise for the audience. Basically, this colliders is going to be in the middle of those two, and then when you hit this one, you get score instead of dying. So it will not have a kill. It's also going to be set as a flag or trigger or whatever Reaper's version is. That means that you don't bounce off it. It doesn't apply physics. It's just to mark that something with physics collided with it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. It was an interesting stream. I think I might finish this off in another stream like next week or whenever I get time again. And then I'll probably go work on the Minecraft clone or something else on stream because I don't know. The pixel game was a really cool concept when I was getting ChatGPT to design it and stuff, and then I just kind of like lost the plot. More because like it's not my vision, which means it becomes hard for me to come up with stuff.